Recording on this computer. So tonight we're going to be talking about almost two topics meshed into one, which I'm really, really excited for. Initially, what I wanted to talk to you guys about was the vital process, and you might not know what that is. Don't worry, we're going to talk about it tonight. But I thought that making sure that your customers have a really fantastic experience went so hand in hand with that. So that's what we're kind of going to be tackling tonight. Now, I'm going to make sure I'm sharing my screen with you guys, and we will dive right in. So how to create a jaw-dropping customer experience, really what this vital process is, how to execute it correctly, and how to make sure your customers are always coming back for more. Because at the end of the day, they need to be getting results, right? They need to be getting results for themselves. That's fantastic to have testimonials, referrals. There's a lot of reasons why you want your customers to have a fantastic experience. So how can we actually make that happen? So this really starts from the very first point of contact. And I know that this might seem basic, but we had to start there, right? You really need to think about how your page makes people feel. Are you showing up and serving them daily? This matters so much more than you guys might realize. If you're not showing up, I would say at least 3 times a day on the platform that you're deciding to grow on, and genuinely trying to serve your audience, whether that's sharing some insight, sharing a tip, sharing some value. If you're not showing up every day, you're showing them that you're flaky. And I know that that's kind of like a gut check, because it happens from time to time. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not perfect. There are definitely days maybe where I'm not on top of my social game, but 99% of the time I am, because I know that that's really making my reputation for the people that I want to trust me, right? So can people on your page trust you? Do they realize that they can work with you? Sometimes it's really hard if it looks like a hobby account, like a hobby fitness page, to realize that you even have a service to offer. So really make sure that that's clear for people. And really think about what specific individual you're trying to reach. So what I did, I have one fun little thing I want to share with you guys, because this is really how I think about my social. I know for a fact the reason that I fill up my boot camps with ease and I have people get great results in them and actually interact and have fun is because they feel like we're friends. They know that they can trust me. They know who I am and what I stand for. So I actually have another screen share for you guys. I want you guys to really think about yourselves like this as well. It's kind of like thinking of yourself as a lifestyle brand, right? So this would be my social media if it was a magazine cover. And that is exactly what you are. You're not just fitness, right? There's so many different things to you as a human, but it should be very clear on your social who you are, what you stand for, what you like, and what people can expect from you. This is how people are actually going to find you, right? So for me, right, a big thing I talk about is healthy doesn't suck. It doesn't have to suck, at least. It doesn't have to be restrictive. It doesn't have to be boring. You can really fit wellness into a normal lifestyle. Sweating for the wedding, get fit with your spouse. You guys see Nick on my page a lot, and that's because people respond really well to that, and we genuinely took our fitness journey together. We work out together. So I post that. You're going to see that on my page. Again, fitness isn't cookie cutter. I'm not a perfect fitness role model. I definitely focus on my fitness, but I don't have like a shredded rock hard 6-pack all year round, and I'm okay with that. And people know that. They know that that's my stance. They know that I'm more about functional fitness, being able to go out in the world and be athletic and feel my best. But you know, if I don't have rock hard 6-pack abs because I decide to have a glass of wine with my fiance here and there, or whatever that might be, I'm okay with that. And then a whole nother aspect of my life is really encouraging women to go after their dreams already. And I know that some of that isn't going to be with me, right? This might not be right for them, but I do think it's just so sad to see so many people hate where they're at, or hate their life, or hate their career. And so I'm constantly trying to inspire other women to just chase after their dreams already on my social. I mean, you guys probably get that vibe, but this is what you're seeing on my page. It's a very consistent message. It's a very specific person that I'm speaking to. So that was just a very quick overview of really, you know, who I am, but what you're seeing on my social platforms. And that is exactly where this customer experience starts, because that's where they start to get to know you as a person. And then we want to focus on improving your conversation experience, right? So somebody's following you, they see your boot camp, or you invited them or whatever, and they want more information. The conversation at that point is extremely important. Now, you have to lead with what's in it for them. This is so crucial. Too many times I see coaches thinking of people as points, or they're pushing for those last 2 points or whatever, but really you need to be focusing on what's in it for them, for your client, for your potential client. So this happens first by listening to their goals, listening to their struggles, listening to their worries. Where are they concerned that they're going to fall off track? What do they really want to achieve? And it's so much deeper than just like they want to lose 5 pounds, right? Or like any weight. There's a deep reason why they want to feel their best. And I really try to pull that out of people in my first conversations with them, because that's what's going to actually drive them to complete a program or really change their life. It's, the aesthetic, it's not always the biggest driver for people. And so I really try to get down to their goals so that I can remind them of their goals when they doubt themselves. People, as you have conversations with them, they might have self-doubt literally before they even start with you, right? They'll start pulling back. Maybe they will come up with excuses like, oh, I don't know, maybe this isn't the right time. Maybe I don't have the money right now, whatever. They might have reasons, but a lot of times it's just because they're worried. They don't believe in themselves. They haven't completed something successfully before. And so what I do immediately is I bring it back to their goal. Immediately. I don't care what the objection was. I don't care what reason they had for not being able to get started now. I will ask them like, hey, I know your goal was to feel your absolute best by your wedding because you wanted to be confident in that dress and you wanted to feel good on your honeymoon and that you're going to XYZ, wherever you're going. And I'm really serious about helping you get there. What is holding you back? I know that you're going to see success in this. And a lot of times it's not actually what they said. It's just that they're concerned. So really breathing life and confidence into them is important, but reminding them of their goals, because number one, that's going to be an emotional point for them. But number two, it shows that you're actually listening, that you're not just herding people into your boot camp. And that's really important. Now, you need to be speaking with confidence and enthusiasm. I tell you guys this all the time. This is the key to my business probably, is confidence and enthusiasm. It's something that at first you're just going to have to listen to a lot of personal development to get your confidence if you don't have it, or to get your enthusiasm. I know for me at first, like what I said was not perfect. And I definitely was word vomiting on people, but I was so excited that they were excited and they were still ready to get started with me. So it really is all about that. When you see this potential for somebody's life, when you see them being able to accomplish this amazing goal, that should be really exciting for you and that should fuel you. What percentage of people do you feel like falls out of the group and stops showing up? We'll get there. Sorry, I have to put a cough drop in, you guys. Honestly, it's totally, there's no protection there. It just depends on the person. But you really need to make sure that also in these conversations, you're making it easy for them to get the information. So if your conversations are really long and drawn out, like my process is very, very short. I've shown you guys my entire email process. I've done calls on it. It's very simple. I created a 10-minute video where I explain fitness, nutrition support. I prompt them to get started now. I talk to them about their goals. I get them started in my bootcamp. Like it's very, very simple, but that video is my information piece for them. Some of you made PDFs, some of you chat through it, but I really, really, really am a fan of the short video. It's 10 minutes. I tell a little bit of my story. I tell them about fitness, nutrition, support, the tools that I have to help them. And then I say, if this sounds like an option for you, like let's move forward. It's very easy and it's not complicated for the back and forth. They don't have to wait on me. That's how I get people started. But really this is, they're starting to get to know you on your page. They're starting to get to know you in your conversations. And then when you get them in your boot camp, this is where the magic happens. Boot camps should fuel your business. You should really love and just totally, totally take ownership over your boot camp. I see a lot of people like use their uplines boot camp, or like they'll run one every other month or whatever. And this should be such an exciting point for you. In our Beachbody businesses, like boot camps are the bloodline. This is where it all starts. This is where it all happens. This is where the magic is at. So when we get people in there, we need to make sure, yes, this is different than sneak peeks, because sneak peeks are for coaching, not for my clients. This is just for my clients right now. I want to make sure that they're getting a fantastic experience. So when somebody does get started in my bootcamp, there's this vital process that I want to take them through. This is going to make sure that they're getting a fantastic experience, that they're getting great results, that they are really seeing this complete life transformation. Bootcamps are my favorite part of the gig. They're amazing. So the vital process. Now we're going to walk through this very, very in depth. This is a 4-step process. This is something that ideally in a perfect world, this would happen with every client, because this is where their life completely transforms. So you get clients started, step 1. You get clients results, hugely important, step 2. People that get results fall in love with the programs. They're perfect for coaching. And that's really going to transform their life completely, right? So you transition the proper people to coach, and then you mentor and develop them to do the exact same thing for other humans. So let's kind of dive into that. You're going to get clients started. This is step 1. Now, I finally feel like I have a perfect system. So this has taken some time, right? I've been doing this for a while now, but I really feel like my clients are getting started strong. They are getting results in my boot camp. They're checking in every day. They're having fun. They're getting to know each other. And so this is what I've been doing. Now, my first tips are, number one, like, don't leave them guessing what program to start or how to navigate BOD. This, since everybody is getting started with BOD All Access, and I get 100% of people started with the All Access Challenge Pack because it is the perfect solution. They need the Shakeology. They need the 12 months of BOD. They need the All Access if they really want to see a huge lifestyle change, and I'm confident in that, so they are. They don't question me ever. I never have anybody want half of the solution, ever. Not once. But I cannot leave them guessing, like, okay, so I've got BOD, like, what program am I supposed to do? So I make sure the first thing I do is tell them exactly what program they're going to do, because I've talked to them about their goals already, because I know what time frame they might have in their day to work out, or what style of exercise they might love, or what their, current fitness goals are. Are they looking for massive weight loss? Are they trying to, build muscle? Do they want to work out in the gym, at home, whatever? I basically just tell them, like, you're doing this program. And it's as simple as that. I make sure that I have clear intentions for them, they have clear intentions with me, and there are guidelines set in the group. I'm going to show you all this in a second here. But I navigate their bootcamp experience. I create a personalized plan of action for everybody. In that plan of action, I remind them of their goals, and I equip them with the proper knowledge to start strong day one. So this has been working extremely well. Every single person that gets started in my bootcamp gets started with the All Access Challenge Pack. So I make sure that they know day one what program they're starting. There should be no question of a doubt. I make sure that they have this a full week ahead of the start date so that they can prep up, they can go to the grocery store, they can have their calendar printed out, whatever they need. So in here you can see, and I made this on Canva, by the way. It was free, and the cool thing about that is it's just a template now, so all I have to do is go in there, change the name, change the program title, and change the goal area. So simple, and I can just do that really, really quickly at this point. So this is one of my clients, Julia. She's doing Insanity Max 30. Now, I always take little snippets that they told me directly about their goals. So I always ask them, like, what are your ideal fitness goals over the next 4 weeks and the next 6 months? And I put them in their plan of action so that they can constantly see them. They know that, number one, I'm listening. Again, I've reiterated their goals to them multiple times at this point. They know that I see them as a human, right? And they have that goal at their forefront. So this is one thing that they get from me. A week before we get started, they get a plan of action. It's personalized. That's not complicated, right? Like, I put in Insanity Max 30 and her goals that she told me, but she knows what program she's starting. It's cut and dry. There is no like, oh, maybe this or this. I've said you're doing Max 30. And then I send them this little prepping for the virtual wellness studio guide, I guess, that I made on Canva. I've shown you guys this a couple times, but I wanted to walk you through the pages in case you want to make your own. Canva. Canva.com, not the app. The app kind of sucks. So if they want to work out at the gym, BOD has a program, absolutely. Body Beast, Hammer Chisel. Body Beast should be done in a gym unless they have a complete home gym with bench, with weights from 5 to 50, and in every increment, and a pull-up bar. So they get this little guide. This is the Preparing for the Virtual Wellness Studio guide. You guys, this is so simple, you're going to die. Like, it's so simple. But I made it on Canva. It was free. I sent it to all my clients. First things first, read through your plan of action. It's like one page. Go to Beachbody On Demand. Find your program and print out your fitness program's calendar to hang on your wall. Thoroughly read through your nutrition plan, kitchen clean out, grocery haul, and day zero pictures taken and sent to Emily. This is basic, right? So I take them through. Here's where you're going to find your calendar and your meal plan. I pulled up one of our programs, took a screenshot, and put little arrows on it so that they can see, here's where you find a workout calendar, here's where you find a nutrition guide. I tell them to click around to get comfortable on BOD. I do not want them, the day they're getting started, confused on how to find their first workout if it's 6 in the morning and I'm not working yet and I'm not there to help. So I make sure that before we get started, they know BOD. They understand it. If they have any questions, we've gotten them out of the way ahead of time. Next thing I say is remove temptations. So I tell them, I suggest, the weekend before we officially start, go through your kitchen, clear out the temptations. The odds are, if it's there, you're gonna eat it. So do yourself a favor and get rid of it now. And I let them know, you'll have plenty of healthy, delicious recipes, so you're not gonna be missing these items. Because I'm really big on no restriction, right? Like, not no restriction, but I don't want them to feel deathly restricted. And so I let them know that it's not gonna suck, but get rid of the temptations. The best way to measure progress. Take your day zero pictures and send them to my email. Every morning, and you can see I set this precedence here, they send their progress pictures to me every single week. I tell them, take them in your sports bra or swimsuit and take them front, back, and side. And you're going to send them to Emily Kirby at fitbosssquad.com every single Monday morning. And they do. And I remind them every week, but they do. The last thing in there is interact daily. Check into each day's post and utilize the group fully. So you guys can see like really how simple this guidebook is. Like it is extremely simple, but it's not overwhelming for them. And I think that they enjoy that. And they're just like, welcome to the wellness studio. So it's very, very, very simple. I'm going to check the chat box really quickly. Yeah, it's so simple. It makes sure that they don't have any questions, right? Like I've clicked around on BOD. I found my calendar. I found my nutrition guide. I'm supposed to take pictures for you, and I check into the group. Like it's as simple as that. So it's amazing. Now, we need to make sure these clients get results. This is huge. You cannot leave these people to like hang out and drink. You need to take care of these clients. You need to get them results. You need to help them see through to those goals that they had. But this doesn't have to take up your whole life either. I probably spend 15 minutes a day in my boot camp. Like it's not super time consuming for me, but these are things that I do every day. So number one, we have a weekly personal check-in. Like I said, they're sending me their weekly progress pictures on Monday mornings. I prompt them in the group to do that. So yesterday was Monday. I literally said like Monday morning, you know what that means? Send in your progress pictures to my email. So simple. If ever they don't, I will go find them. And I track it, and I have it on a couple of slides here, but I track whose progress pictures do I have and who went MIA. And if anybody went MIA, I will send them a message. They want me to. I'm their coach, right? That's why they got me in the first place, because they probably will follow track on them or by themselves, on their own. So that's my job. That's what I'm here for. I play interactive games and I have posting prompts. You guys have seen my photo a day challenge. A key here though is to post a reminder of what the day's post is every single day. If I don't, they don't post. And that's just what I've noticed. So I'll show you guys this really quickly. Like this is my photo a day challenge. Today's day 9. It was the Wellness Studio Mixer. I literally posted in there. It was so simple. It was like, all right, you're going to get to know each other today, get to know each other better. Comment below with 3 funny facts about you and interact with 3 other people. So simple. There's like 120 comments right now on that thread. They're loving that. But I have to prompt them every day. So I'll say tomorrow, like, okay, what inspired you to get started on your journey? It's day 10. It's day 2, share your inspiration. So whatever. Day 11 is what's for dinner. These are very, very simple things. I make a new guide for this every month. Takes me 2 seconds, and they are having fun checking in. It guides them. A lot of people, when they're thrown into a group like that, number 1, they've never taken part in an accountability group like that. Number 2, they're not used to posting on social media, so they can almost feel intimidated to actively participate. So this kind of takes away some of that stigma for them because they're told exactly what to do, and they know that they're doing it correctly. Add value in your boot camp. I'll pop in, and I don't plan this out. I mean, I probably could, and I probably should, but I will just pop in live if I have a little tip here and there. I popped in yesterday because we just started the Shift Shop test group, and we had meal prepped. And yesterday I noticed myself like craving treats and craving snacks. I literally was in the cupboard looking for a snack at the time I usually snack. And because I had prepped my meals, I didn't, have a snack. I had my prep meal because that was the easiest option for me to choose. In that moment, I stopped, went live for 5 minutes, shared that with them, and that was it. Like it was so simple, but I'm just sharing little things from my experiences. But they have a reason to want to check into the group because from time to time there's value in there. Help them fall in love with the programs in Shakeology. This is your job. Now, there's many reasons why you want this. Number 1, you want them to actually get lifelong results. Yes, you want them to continue working out. You want them to continue nourishing their body. Number 2, from a purely business standpoint, you want the residual income from Shakeology or from BOD down the line. If they renew next year, that's $40 every time somebody renews. So that's awesome. You want to have residual income, right? And so that's your job to do in the boot camp. You have to help them make sure, like, let's say somebody gets started, and I have this happen from time to time. Let's say somebody gets started with a program and like it's not their favorite. I immediately, we pick a new program for them so that they can fall in love with it, because if it's not something that they like, I don't want them doing it. And sometimes people need help making their first couple of Shakeologies. Sometimes they'll make it with like weird things and they don't like it, and then they help them with like a real recipe and they're like, oh, this is delicious. They need help a little bit sometimes, but I'm there to actually help aid in that process. That's my job as coach. And I also encourage coach-like behaviors. And what I mean by that would be posting your progress, mingling with the group, right? Like having that sense of community. Sometimes I'll encourage personal development, just small little things. Even the posting a day, like the photo a day challenge, it's getting them into the behavior of sharing their journey. So if coaching might be something that appeals to them down the line, they're already primed and prepped for that, if that makes sense. So that's my photo a day challenge. It works really well. Like I said, I prompt them every single day. And I don't have a big picture for all of my prompts daily. I literally will just say like, day 2, hydrate your life. Like it's time for a water chug, stop, drop, and take a water chug selfie today. So simple. So you need to make sure you're tracking your clients, because this is all for naught if you don't know who's checking in, who sent you their progress pictures, when they started their program, what program they started. This is something that I make sure that I know. So this would be great to keep in like an Excel sheet or Google Sheets, whatever you want, some sort of spreadsheet option. So usually I get people started on like the first Monday of the month or the third Monday of the month. I do alternating, so I bring people in twice a month. So I make sure I know what date they got started, what program they started with, and that makes sure that I know, like if somebody's doing a 21-day fix, well, after 3 weeks, I want to check in with them and see if they want to change programs, right? Or if they want to do another round. Maybe they're doing max 30. I know, okay, 60 days after that, I know when I need to check in with them. I make sure that they're at least checking into the group 3 times a week. So I just kind of keep my eye on that. If I notice somebody hasn't checked in a while, I'll reach out to them and say like, hey, how are you doing? Are things going okay? Notice you haven't been in the group. And I just want to make sure everything is going well for you. If they're sending me their weekly progress pictures, if I notice that somebody doesn't, I speak up, I reach out to them. That's what I'm here for. And then I make sure that I know, like, okay, do they need to start a new program soon? Because otherwise they might not take that initiative themselves. So this is just a small little thing that I do to make sure that they're actually getting great results. And this is like the smallest little tweak I had in my business this year. From January forward, I really started tracking my clients, but now I actually know where they're at in their journey. And that's really helpful for me as their coach. And this takes me like a minute of organization a day. Like it's nothing. So if I have somebody who's absolutely loving my bootcamp or loving Shakeology or loving their program, it's a very natural progression to coach. And here's why. It's not that I want everybody in my bootcamp to become a coach, but the people who could genuinely benefit from it, I do believe they deserve that opportunity to be at least placed in front of them. It's up to them whether they want to or not, but I know for me, like I had fallen in love with the programs and Shakeology. And so it was a very next step thing for me to become a coach. I was like, oh yeah, like I love these things. Like I want to help other people with them as well. So a really easy and swift way to do this is week 3. So since you're tracking your clients and you know what week they're on and when they got started, week 3, they're going to have a Shakeology shipping in another week, right? Because it's on home direct, whether they turn that off or not. But that's a great time to contact them and see how they're doing. So at week 3, you're going to have a very thorough check-in with your clients. And you're going to ask how they're doing. Hey girl, how you doing? How have you been enjoying your program? And kind of chat there, ask how they're enjoying Shakeology. Now, everybody gets a reminder email that their Shakeology will ship in 7 days. So you don't have to remind them, like they're going to get reminded, but I like to, just to touch base and to be able to offer this to them. So I'll literally say like, hey, like, how are you liking Shakeology? Like, do you need any help modifying your flavor, or would you like to switch to the bag? Do you need to move your ship date? And I will, like if they need help canceling it, I'd rather help them turn it off than have an angry customer that I only made $30 off of that next order, right? So I give those options to them. And a lot of times they're loving it because I've shown the value of it in my challenge group or my boot camp, and they're drinking it daily. And so they do want to continue on with it. That's a really great way to say like, hey, like, well, that's amazing. Like you should get it for the discount. If you want to sign up as a coach, it's free since you already started with your challenge pack. Let me know. Like you can save 25%. And if you ever decide you want to, run groups like I do, like I think you'd be great at it. So simple. Like that's such a simple thing. And that's kind of our duty, right? Like that's somebody who could genuinely fit into our community, benefit from that added accountability, really run amazing groups, touch new lives. That's really cool. So if they're really loving Shakeology, ask if they've considered coaching and tell them why you think they're great. If they've gotten great results with the program, ask them if they've considered coaching. Like it'd be so easy for them. If they're in love with the program, ask if they've considered coaching. The reason it was so easy for me when I got started wasn't because I had a social media following. It wasn't because I had a transformation. It was because I was so in love with what we had to offer. Other people fell in love with it too. Like it was a very simple thing for them. They were like, oh, you really like this. Like, I want to try it. Because I genuinely did. It wasn't like, I wasn't making that up. It was a very natural thing. So this is a fantastic thing to do at week 3. Number 1, they're still excited. Number 2, if that Shakeology is going to go through, they can get a discount on it. So I will literally at week 3 send messages to my people and check in with them and then offer that to them. I don't care if they say no, like that's fine. Continue on with our normal relationship, but maybe they do want it, and that's my duty to check. If they do, I provide a resource. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of resources because number one, it's inconvenient to chat through all the details. It really is. Like it takes up time. It takes up your time, their time. You can forget things. It can get sloppy. So I always love using a resource, whether that's to explain my boot camp, whether that's to explain the team, whatever it looks like. You could create a what is coaching video. You could use the team one. The team one is short, it's like 5 minutes. If you're wanting to know where that's at, Google, or like you can search in the team page. In any Facebook group, there's search functionality. Search what is coaching, you'll find it. And also that's a great tip. If you ever have questions about anything, you can search in the team page in the search feature and just search a topic and you'll be able to find a ton of things about it. So you can send that to them if they wanted more information, or you can invite them to an upcoming sneak peek. So if you're running your own, if we're running a team one, like you can just invite them and let them know, like, hey, here's some info. It's very simple. It's very casual. None of this is crazy or intense. And then they either want on or they don't. And that's totally fine. They either continue on in your boot camp solely, or they decide they want to join your family and your boot camp. It's a win-win. Either way, you're changing this person's life, right? So if they do, your next step and your final step in that vital process is to mentor and develop coaches. So, make sure they're trained, make sure that they know how to run a group just like you did. You don't have to recreate the wheel. You don't have to recreate trainings. We've made trainings for you. So you just get to plug them into them. You can pass forward the same email you received when you became a coach. You can ask your coach for their most current welcome email if that's helpful, if you've been a coach for a little while. Add them into the team page. The systems have been created for you. Your job is to be the relationship, like the support system, the guidance, to make sure that they're directed to the correct tools, but you don't have to create the tools, if that makes sense. So I see we have a couple questions. So do we make our own? I'm not sure where that was at. So I don't know how to answer that. When you do check-ins, you do video, phone calls, or message and email. I'm extremely, like I told you guys, I'm extremely introverted naturally. Also, I have a lot of clients coming in, so it would be extremely time consuming to do video or phone calls. And I think that for them too. Personally, if I was in an accountability group, it would stress me out to have a phone call with somebody, just my behavior. I'm sure there's people who like freaking love that and they would love that about you. But for me, like that would give me anxiety. So I just have emails. Like they send me their progress pictures weekly and I just say like, great, got it. Like it's not a lot unless they had questions, but I'm actively in that group. So they're hearing from me daily. It's just that we don't have like a phone call, if that makes sense. Is it okay to add to the team page as well as have our own private page? Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely. So what I generally say is when you feel like you're ready to create resources, create your own team page. When you're ready to have team calls, create your own team page. Use the resources that are here for you until you outgrow them, essentially. So I tried to get someone set up with a 21-day fix, but she's completely ignored all of it, and now she's doing whatever she wants. I mean, just reach out to her, let her know you care, but at the end of the day, she has to be ready to make a change. That's all you can do. Like, hey, I'm here for you. When you're ready, let me know I'm here for you. I do host my groups in Facebook. We have an amazing app, you guys. The My Challenge Tracker app is incredible, but I only do Facebook because I can go Facebook Live in the group. Once they put live functionality into the My Challenge Tracker app, I will solely use that. But right now, it's easy for me to pop in, share quick little tips, and that's what I love. I love, love, love doing that, if that makes sense. It's amazing. So if anybody does have any last minute questions, I will answer those for you. But this has been my client process right now. It's simple. It's not crazy. And I hope that you guys see that. It's not insanely special, but I make sure that they really understand like who I am, what my intentions are. In my conversation, I really lead with them and their goals, and I'm listening and I'm actively filling in the solutions that they need. I plug them into this vital process. I get them started strong. I make sure they know what program they're starting with. I prep them with this little guide so that they know how to start day one. In that group, I'm playing fun little games. There's interactive prompts. I'm checking in with them weekly, right, with those progress pictures. I'm tracking them. I'm tracking if they're checking in. I'm tracking when they started. I'm tracking the program that they're on. I know where they're at. And once you create the system, it runs itself. It really does. It's a very smooth thing. About 3 weeks in, I ask if they've thought about coaching because they think that they'd be great at it. If I do, if I don't, I don't invite them. Plain and simple. I mean, I might tell them they can have a discount on their Shakeology because everybody deserves that. It's like $30. But to actively work the team, if I think they'd be great, like I will tell them that. It's my duty. I give them a resource if they said like, yeah, let me know more information, and then they're in our family. And it's as simple as that. It really is a simple process. I see the chat box going on. Yeah, it's so true. Jade just said her strongest coaches came from boot camps. Like, I feel like if you find somebody in your world who already loves our programs, like they're an amazing coach, right? Because they already love it. Like they're ready to be an advocate for that. That is why I really think I thrived so easily in the beginning. I just loved it. How do you get your Rockstar Challengers to lead? I just tell them why I think they're great. I'm just like, hey, dude, like you'd be amazing at this. You're already doing it. Like, do you want to get paid for it? Like, it's so simple. And since they know that I really care about them as a person, like, it's not a weird conversation. She's like, hey, like, dude, you'd be great at this. They either think so or not, and that's totally fine. But most people want to save $30 on their Shakeology. How can I get everyone to participate? You can. I know it's unfortunate, and it does suck. Not everybody's going to participate, but power in numbers. This is why I love running one group and adding new people to it monthly, so it kind of accumulates. So eventually they will show up in it daily, be in the trenches, make sure that you're setting the example. Posting that prompt every day is the one thing that brought major life into my boot camp. So every day I make sure that they know what the photo of the day is. Yes. All right, I think I got all of your questions, you guys. So if they pay the $160 for all access, is there an additional cost for them switching to coach? Nope. They can do it for free. There is a $40 coach sign-up fee, but if they bought a challenge pack, they get it completely reimbursed. And it's extremely simple to do. Like it's extremely easy. So that's why it makes sense for most people. So very, very simple process. This is how I'm getting all my clients started. This is how I'm making sure that they're getting results, loving their programs. You know, if I find it that they'd be a right fit, I let them know, because if that's something that you're not doing, I know I wasn't for a long time. It was a fear-based thing for me. I was worried they'd think I was weird or like be offended, but people like to be, you know, loved on and told that they'd be amazing at something. So this is my system, you guys. I will have the recording up in the team page as soon as possible. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Have a good night, ladies.